My name is Tracy Huddle, and I'm the controller for the Recycle One companies. And the Recycle One companies consist of Arizona Pacific Pulp and Paper, Arizona Document Destruction, Complete Compactor, and BFFT Trucking, along with some real estate companies that manage the Recycle One properties. The gross tonnage that we push through our companies runs about 8,000 to 8,500 tons of recycled material each year, and that would include waste paper, cardboard, shredded paper, and cans, bottles, anything that you can recycle. The executive team was very hesitant because, of course, accounting, I don't generate any revenue, I don't make any money, and I said, hey, listen, you have no problem going out and buying a $400,000 baler. Give me some money to invest in the reports to that, so you could make better decisions as a whole for the company. We have found that we've been able to make better decisions. It's amazing. More and more companies are requiring, as they go green, because we all know that's very in now, the go green. They're not concerned about the amount of money they're getting for the product. It's more about the reports that we give them so they can share it with their stockholders, their employees, their friends, their family. The return on investment from NAV, in my opinion, has paid for itself in my time alone, on the amount of time that I've saved in the processing and in the auditing of the financial documents. I believe that it's saved the company lots of money just in the chance of theft from the door trade, petty cash, or any of the actual human errors that might happen when they're trying to calculate a price times a ton on a keypad rather than actually using the actual program. I'm actually in the office itself. We have expanded since we have rolled out NAV, and we have now went from 70 employees to 130. And I have decreased my accounting staff by 1 and have not increased it to this date yet, even though we have increased sales. So right there is a $50,000 to $60,000 savings per year that I can mark right off the top of the line. So who says accounting doesn't make money? I save money. Factor of our growth and our one less person in our accounting staff has been what is actually paid for the whole NAV system in itself, let alone the accurate reports and the timely data that we get from the system. And when we add the whole door trade system into the realm of NAV, the door trade system they created has paid for NAV, I think, as well, many times over. It's something that I brought to several different software people, and they just would look at me with a glazed look and say, I really don't know what you're talking about. I'm not sure if I can do that. Let me get back to you. Half the time they would not get back to me, and the other half they're like, we could kind of make it work, but not. And NAV, they said, okay, tell us what you need and what needs to be done, and we'll get it done, and they did. Don't you think accounting should be a profit center now? That's what I tell everybody. With NAV, you can now make money in accounting. The biggest return that I didn't even think of is the CEO of the company, who he's a hard to please guy. He wants it done, and he wants it done right. And one day I brought him in his specialized report that they created for me that lists every company and the amount of tonnage that company brought in by product and by month and by date. And he looked at me and he said, now this is the report I really like. This system is great, Tracy. I don't hear that a lot. I feel that Radiant has gone above and beyond what they have promised to me, what they could do. They have done everything that they said they could do, and when you go to move a company from one system to the next, you don't ever remember everything that you're going to need. So as I moved company by company from system to nav, from the old system to nav, I would say, oh, I forgot about this. Can you do it? And they'd say yes. And I'd say, oh, I forgot about this part of it. Can you do this? And they say yes. The biggest advantage that I have gotten from Radiant is they never say they can't do it. They always take time. They look for some options for me. They're quick at it. I'm talking it's within a day, and if it's really a big project, it's within a week. They always seem to have the right people to help me get to the place that I want to be at. And they're really nice. They're very, very helpful. And so we have customers that bring us cardboard that we pay cash for. So I have $55,000 worth of cash that I manage on a daily basis for this door trade. And I said, can you create me something that's going to help me track this? Because right now my life is doing it on spreadsheets. I lived and died on a spreadsheet. So it was great. They didn't look at me and say, I'm sorry, we can't do that. They did it. They created an entire system where my trucks can come in and be weighed heavy. They can unload and then they weigh light. And of course, the net of that is the amount of weight that they're paid on, because they're paid on per ton of the waste paper. And they created a door trade management system that totally tracked it to the penny and to the pound on all the products that were brought in to the plant. It was awesome. There were a lot of things sliding through the cracks that I saw after I ran my old system and the new nav system side by side. Now with nav, we can track who weighs the truck, who creates the ticket. It all has everyone's name. So there's an awesome audit trail with it. I can't even say enough about what they've done for the door trade. It has been helping my job out by leaps and bounds. We first decided on Radiant Technologies probably in, I believe it was around October of 2010. And they were actually the first company that we looked at. And then we went around the whole country looking at other products. And it turns out the first one we looked at was the one that we should have went with at the first choice. I would have saved a lot of airfare that way. So the specialized reports that they've created in NAV have saved and gained us tons and tons of business. I even have had a company that was looking to change from us because they were offered a higher price for their products, and they said that they liked the reports that we gave them over the reports that the other company was going to give them. So they chose their reporting option over cash. Being able to see what I do on a daily basis is awesome, because paper and cardboard, their prices go up and down. So maybe I took in a ton of cardboard and I want to know, well, why did I take in that much? Well, oh my gosh, because that day the price that we were paying for cardboard might have been $20 or $30 higher than what we could even get on the open market. Just the spreadsheet time alone in entering every company's profit and loss and then merging them together and taking out all the intercompany transactions. We're talking a week's worth of work that I got down to a day. I have 8 companies, and when I go to the bank and ask for a loan, I actually have to go in on a spreadsheet and manually enter in and combine all of the profit and loss stuff. This is when I was on the old system. But now with Nav, I can push a button and they all merge together, and I have one statement of all of my companies to bring to the bank. So it makes me look better. I mean, now I have way more cash, way more, what do I want to say, assets. And it as a whole, Recycle One looks a lot better going to the bank. So because we are in the market of buying and selling paper, plastics, that is something that's traded on the stock market, and of course the prices change each and every day. So a nice thing about NAV too is if the markets crash, which they've done a little bit here and there, we can go in mid-month and change the price. We can go in anytime during the month and change the price on it. And it's a simple, I would say it takes the employee that does it maybe an hour, where it used to take the employee updating the pricing cards in the old system 2 days. I think the biggest help is I can look at my sales, and at any time, any day, I can go ahead and run the sales figures and it'll tell me exactly where I'm at. So I can tell my team, get your butt out there and get more sales, which I tell them all the time anyway, or it shows me that I'm on track, that I'm gonna be okay for this month, you know? I'm not gonna have to beg anyone for anything. It comes down to when they wanna schedule, it is done right the first time, and there's no sending the wrong truck, there's no missing a stop. NAV is great for that. I have employees ranging from the age of 18 to 65 that have now learned to use the Rolled Taylor Client, and they love it. They love the fact that it's pretty, what's the word I want to say? Common sense. The things are where you think they should be. So